Good evening and welcome to another edition of Kim's Corner. I'm Kim Brown, your host, and today I have with me Mr. Joseph McCallum. I want to shake your hand. How are you?
Very good. Thank you.
Aide to Councilman Rice, and he's running for West Ward Councilman in this upcoming election in May. So give us a little background about yourself. I see you said you went to Clinton Place Junior High. Now you tell your age because I know that too.
Here we go. Well, born and raised in Newark, born in the Central Ward, grew up in the South Ward, and currently reside in the West Ward. Graduate of Clinton Place Junior High and Malcolm X Shabazz.
Okay, it wasn't Malcolm X Shabazz when you went there,
I went
so
in
you
the
just
South
changed
Side,
South.
and I left as Malcolm X
Oh,
Shabazz.
okay, so it changed while you were there.
That's right.
Okay. And I see you have your PhD in sociology?
No,
Oh, okay, you were working on it.
I have a couple of AS degree, associate degrees in social science and alcohol and substance abuse. I have a BA in sociology and a master's in public administration with health services administration concentration.
Okay, so as we mentioned that you're aide to Councilman Ron Rice Jr., who's not running in this upcoming election. So the first thing, what is your responsibilities as an aide? How long have you been working for Councilman Rice?
Well, I've been working with Councilman Rice approximately 2.5 years. Before that, I was emergency preparedness coordinator at the Department of Child and Family Wellbeing for 4 years, where I did prevention planning, disease planning. And I've been with Councilman Rice. Basically, I'm tasked with doing constituent services, where any issues that residents have in the community, I'll meet with them. I'll go out and try to handle whatever the issues are, from trees to drug activity to sewer problems to permit problems, whatever the problem may be. Also, I'm tasked with going to a lot of the funerals when, unfortunately, a lot of our children are being shot. A lot of our residents overall, and I go to the funerals and meet with the families. So I do a lot. I meet with developers. I'm able to do a lot of different things, gain a lot of different experiences working with Councilman Rice.
How did you become an aide for Councilman Rice?
Well, actually, I was working at UMD as a clinician. I'm a mental health clinician, which is what I did at the Veterans Administration for 17 years.
Maybe you need to talk to me because people tell me I'm crazy.
We all have a little bit. But so what happened is I used to go to a lot of functions in the community, basketball games, and I was president of the Ivy Hill Basketball League. So Senator Councilman Rice would say, "Man, I see you everywhere." So I guess when the opportunity came, and he called me, he said, would I be interested in joining his team? And at first I had some ambivalence. I had a good position with the University of Medicine and Dentistry and behavioral health, counseling veterans and their families, suicide prevention. And but I said, it's a great opportunity to work with residents and come back to my city and really get involved even more. So I took the position, and I went per diem at UMD&J on Saturdays or Sundays, whenever I wanted to work. And it worked well until I decided to run. So I took a leave from UMD&J, and I'm full-time aide, and I'm council candidate.
You just led me up to my next question. What made you decide to run for West Ward Councilman?
Well, what happened is that by me working with the councilman so closely, I see the needs of the community, and I study sociology. I'm about the community, so I view the community holistically, and I just thought that I could bring a lot to the table. And what happened, I consider myself a hard worker, and so when the opportunity came and Councilman Rice was not running, and I spoke to his father and some other community leaders, and they were like, you're basically doing the job now, so if my son doesn't run, we would like to have you run.
Okay, so how long did it take you to decide? Did you
Well, I didn't decide right away because that's not something that I always grew up. I didn't grow up really wanting to be a politician, but for me, it goes deeper than just being a politician. It's about I'm a community person from the bottom of my heart. So it's an opportunity to do some things to improve the community, to uh, move some of the initiatives that Councilman Rice wanted to do. I can take it to the next level. So.
What going forward? Where would you like to see Newark
Newark is unlimited potential.
from where it is now? I mean, in the last, I'll say 8 to 10 years, it's been a decline. So where would you like to see Newark going forward?
Well, I want to see the communities partner with the downtown and get some of the economic development flowing up through the communities. I want to see our residents empowered, getting jobs. 75 to 80% of the jobs in Newark belong to people who live outside of Newark.
Okay, well, when Mayor Sharp James was mayor, most of the people who worked at City Hall did live in Newark. And you had to live in Newark, but when Booker came in, it changed.
Exactly. And so we have I think the last count that I had was like 367 executive orders giving people the ability to live outside the city but work in Newark. And I disagree wholeheartedly with that. I think if you live here, you want the resources from our city, that you should live here. Unless it's certain circumstances, but not too many certain circumstances.
So you're running with Team Baraka.
Absolutely.
And who's on that team exactly?
Well, we have one of my mentors also, Mildred Crump, running at large. We have Pat Council. We have Eddie Osborne.
Pat Council is running what?
At large.
At large also, okay.
So our at large is Mildred Crump, Pat Council, and Eddie Osborne. Then we have John James in the South.
Oh, he's on Team Baraka?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have Louis Lopez in the
North Ward.
Gail Cheneyfield Jenkins in the
Ward.
Central. We don't have an East Ward candidate.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. What happened with the East Ward candidate?
Well, I think they have 3 or 4 candidates who are running against Councilman Amador, but they all support Baraka.
Well, Jonathan Seabra is a supporter of Councilman Baraka.
Right. And Carrera.
Is that a son, Jonathan? Is he a son of?
He's a son of
Seabra.
Seabra. Yeah, he's a Seabra.
Okay.
Then you have Carrera, who's an aide to John James. He's a military guy like myself. I think he was a Marine.
Oh, that's right. You also spent some time in the military.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an Air Force veteran. So doing Vietnam, actually.
Okay.
Vietnam era vet, Air Force.
Oh,
vet.
really? You don't look that old.
I'm not that old.
You must be if you was in Vietnam. No,
Well, I went in at the tail end of Vietnam. The tail end. Old is relative. Nah.
Okay.
But I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I enlisted after high school. You know, went in. A lot of my friends had been drafted into the military. And so they were a little older. The guys were older than me, my cousins. And I wanted to serve. So when I got out of school, there was no longer a draft, so I enlisted. Went in, did my time, came out, and I still serve veterans. I worked at the VA 17 years, and I've been volunteering there for the last 18 years as a therapist. I go there on Saturdays and do a lecture group with the inpatient rehab.
Okay.
Yeah, volunteer.
And
That's
are
what I
you
like to
also a Westwood resident?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I live on Sunset Avenue,
Okay.
not Upper Vailsburg, not Lower Vailsburg, right in the
Okay.
middle. And I bought this house in '99, so that's 15 years,
Okay.
almost exactly.
Okay. So you went from the South Ward to the West Ward.
So I'm all city. Born in the Central,
Okay.
grew up in South Ward,
Went to Belmont Runyon.
Belmont Runyon, Clinton Place, Shabazz, Essex County.
So you are a Norker.
Yeah, absolutely. Taught Essex County sociology at Essex County for like 7 years.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm a Norker.
On that note, we'll take a break, hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey, better watch Kim Corner. Don't you touch that dial.
The mayor of Newark must be mayor of every single person, every single family, in every single ward. Ross Baraka for mayor.
And welcome back. And I must say, we're here at the lovely Essex Sports Cafe in downtown Newark, here across the street from City Hall, the beautiful place to be in the city of Newark. And people need to come and patronize our sister, Miss Deborah Petty. And I'd like to thank Deborah for opening up. And I wanted to get that in because I'll start talking and we'll get into it, and I'll forget to mention Deborah.
right.
But I'd like to thank her for letting us come into her home today. And that's another thing that I want to ask you. What do you think you could do to help? What kind of initiatives do you have for the city of North for entrepreneurs and education? And what initiatives do you hope to set when you become West Ward? I said, when you become West Ward, that's why.
Okay, sounds good to me. Actually, I am currently working. I have a great team, and we're working to do some economic development things as far as partnering with the corporations, Panasonic, PSE&G, the Rutgers. And what happened, we started the Westward Economic Development Corp, and things are going smoothly. We have some things set up for entrepreneurship programs, job training programs. But the government shutdown set us back because we're waiting on our 501c3 designation, and it set us back about 4 or 5 months. So we're hoping that comes within the next couple of months, and then you're going to see some things. We have some initiatives in place where we want to work on the corridors. We want to start working on the corridors, making it safer. We've met with the sheriff's department.
Yeah, speaking of making it safer, do you have any plans on hiring any more police officers?
The money for the police is actually in the budget. We don't have to reinvent the wheel to hire more police officers. The major issue with the police department is that it's too top heavy. Like we have
everything is top heavy.
Yeah. Well, we have a chief, then we have 7 deputy chiefs. And the lowest paid deputy chief topped off at $225,000 last year. The lowest paid deputy chief.
How can I apply for that job? Where do I go to? Where do I go and sign up for that position?
We're all in the wrong business. But then you have like 125 sergeants and 96 lieutenants and 25 captains. So last count, out of about 570 police officers.
And most of them aren't on the street.
Right.
So maybe we need to get them back on the street. So maybe that should be a plan to get some of them back on the street. Another question I wanted to ask you, what's going on with that Boys and Girls Club? Because I know there's some problems with the Boys and Girls Club in the West Ward. What's going on with that Boys and Girls Club?
On Littleton Avenue. Well, the Boys and Girls Club was bought by Team Academy, which is basically corporate charter school. They buy up a lot of our schools.
I don't even want to get in a charter school conversation. Go ahead.
Well, charters are not necessarily a bad thing. Corporate charters are the problem because then it becomes about economics, about the money. But it was purchased by Team Academy, and they're supposed to be building a school. But that remains to be seen. What they've been doing is flipping the properties.
Okay.
And so that's problematic because that leads to another issue. We don't have anywhere for the children to play. The basketball, most of the playgrounds, you don't even have the hoops. They don't even have basketball hoops. So we're running around. I've actually paid for nets and hoops out of my pocket. So we're working with some corporations to help supplement the cost of doing these basketball courts. And we want to work to get these gyms open back up in the school. When I was in school, I could go to any gym. Southside, Montgomery, We could go, you could come up to Vailsburg or West Side, and you could play basketball all day long.
Now, wasn't the PSE&G trying to do something there, put a switching station or something in the West Ward also?
Okay. Well, the thing about the PSE&G, they're mandated to build a switching station. Well, we get blackouts, rolling blackouts throughout the West Ward, straight up.
So we need some more infrastructure.
We need
basically.
more, the infrastructure is
And that's
old,
what Obama has been trying to.
and so they have a mandate. So what happened was that they had a criteria, 5 criteria that needed to be met for the location. The location that they picked up on Littleton near West Market met the criteria. But now here's the problem, is that a lot of the residents didn't want the switching station. And the issue for me was that a lot of the information that was getting out to the community was skewed information. Like it could blow up, or spark, it could blow up. So
Yeah, everybody doesn't get the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
no, and so public service came to me and they said, Joe, we're looking to partner with the community. We don't want to just build it and
Will it employ any residents or no?
we did
That's a yes or no.
absolutely.
It would.
But it's more than just a yes or no, because the jobs were not directly in the PSCNG, some were, but also we were looking to get union cards for people that worked on the construction sites, not just little temporary jobs, but union cards, meter readers. They were going to lead a solar energy project. They were going to, West Waters were going to get first dibs on the solar energy projects.
Okay, my next question, where would you like to see the West Ward going forward? What plans do you have? Where would you like to see the West Ward in the next 4 years?
Well, my idea of the West Ward is, when I think about Fulton Street in New York, in Brooklyn, where years ago it was drug dealers and drug infested and dirty. And so my vision is to use that as a model. I want people to be able to come up the corridors, come in and out and stop, spend money, sit down, have a coffee, or go into a restaurant, feel safe. So we have to make the corridors safe, is the first thing. And with that, without reducing the crime, there will be no economic development. It's all
Exactly,
relative.
anywhere in the city. So I want you to do a mission statement. I want you to look in that camera, and I want you to tell people why they should vote for Joseph McCallum as West Ward Councilman.
Okay. They should vote for me, Joe McCallum, because I have a vision for the West Ward. I'm currently doing the job. I'm out partnering with corporations, meeting with residents. I have a holistic view of what we can do in this ward. Listen, we have the resources. We have the ports, we have the train stations, the airport. We have to tie all of these resources in to the communities. And when I go home from work, from City Hall, when I cross Bergen Street going up the hill, it changes like night and day from a thriving community to almost desert-like. And so my vision is to bring economics up through the community, have jobs for the young people, pay attention to the seniors, give opportunities to middle-aged residents. If they want a job in Newark, they can get a job in Newark. Also partner with other cities. Residents from other cities can come into Newark and work here when we can't go to other cities and get jobs. It's patently unfair, and we need to change that. If you work here, you need to live here. We want to tie all of this in and be able to bring it together in each ward, this West Ward, South Ward, East Ward. I don't believe in the ward thing. It's one Newark. I want to tie it all in. You have the thriving East Ward. Why not a thriving West Ward? But you have to be able to work with people to get things done. Just talking about it doesn't get it done. You have to be able, I have a proven record of sitting down with developers, with corporations, and getting things moving. As the senior aide, I've been able to do this. So as the councilman It's unlimited. And with you, the residents behind me, the sky is the limit.
When is the election? March when?
May 13th,
May.
2014.
May 13th. What line? What's your line
Vote
number?
Joe. Joe McCallum, C2.
C2. Okay, tell them.
Vote, vote Joe McCallum, C2, Baraka team.
Right. I want to thank you,
Thank you.
so much again for taking time out of your busy
Absolutely.
schedule. I know it's that time and it's grind time now, and everybody's everywhere trying to get it done.
Right.
And again, I want to thank you. I want to thank Miss Petty for opening her home for us at the Essex Sports Cafe. And come on down and get something to eat. The food is good.
Good food. I can vouch for that. She feeds me every morning.
And that's good. Again, I want to thank you for watching Kim's Corner. Keep watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Fabulous.